Well, welcome to today's Healthy Fit Seniors class. Our strength work today, we have a Tabata. Who here has ever done a Tabata? Tabata is a workout protocol that you're only doing 20 seconds of work and then you get 10 seconds of rest, but we do 8 rounds of the exercise. So typically with Tabata, we can lift a little bit heavier weight because it's shorter segments. And then in between the rounds of exercise, we will do a cardio burst today. So we have 4 Tabata blocks, each with 2 compound strength movements. All right, let's start with a big inhale and an exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more. Grab those weights. Let's start to march in place. Tap the one leg. Opposite arm is going to come up like you're the drum major marching in the band.
Yeah, good enough.
4, 3, 2, 1. All right, some shoulder rolls to the back. Big inhale up and exhale, trying to release any tension in the shoulders. Nice tall posture. One more. Let's do a couple squats here. Feet hip distance apart. Nice tall posture. Squat and curl. Even balance through the heel, the balls of your feet, and all of your toes. Chest up nice and tall. One more. All right, deadlift warm up. Tipping at the hip, you're gonna have our chest open and wide here. You should feel your lower back engaged. As we tip down, weight is about at knee height. Feel that good stretch in the back of the legs, yes? Come on up, leading with the elbows, upright row. Tipping at the hip. Leaning with the elbows, upright row. One more. Tricep and lunge part of our warm-up. So we're going to use our chair as needed for support. Stepping back in that lunge position, your feet are like train tracks. Pull that weight up to pocket height, elbows back, come down into your lunge, and then when you come up, tricep kickback. We're pivoting at the elbow. So coming down, pivoting at the elbow. Feel that in the back of your arms? Yes? Control those knees coming down in front of the toes. All right, let's switch sides. Other leg. Same thing, your feet are like train tracks, tipping at the, or coming down with your knee in front of your toes, over your toes here. In good alignment. Pivoting at the elbow. One more. Set the weights down. For some hip circles, we're going to loosen up the hips. So we'll start with our feet out nice and wide. We're going to try to push our hips to the outside in a big circle, like we're doing the hula hoop bit. Other direction. Anyone else feel things moving around in there? All right, now we're gonna bring our legs closer together. This is gonna challenge your balance a little bit because you have a tighter base here, a smaller base of control. All right, same thing, hip circles. And other direction. All right, go ahead and get a sip of water. That is our warm up. We're gonna go ahead and get started with our work. All right, as I mentioned, we're doing a Tabata today. So we have short spurts of movement that I'm gonna ask for you to do your best work in those 20 seconds because you're gonna have lots of time to recover. As I mentioned, you can work a little heavier today because it's a shorter spurt. We're gonna start in front of our chair. Our weight is racked at our shoulders here. Squat to overhead press. Coming down, you can tap your bottom on the chair, then overhead press. Reach like you're putting something away in the top of your closet. Maybe we're putting away our summer stuff. Is it time yet? Every time I think summer's over, it's hot. And rest. We got 10 seconds of rest, so it's fast. You can set down your weights on your chair if you want, but we're getting ready. Here we go. As we do these squats, we want to make sure we're pressing through the heel, the balls of the foot, and each one of your toes for good stability. And rest 10 seconds. Again, you can shake it out. You can set the weights down on your chair. All right, get ready. Here we go, round 3. And press. We have time for one more. Now, if you want to activate your quads a little bit with this, we can add the ball. This will also help with your alignment. This is round 4, and then we'll be switching up exercises. Here we go. Squeezing that ball. One more. You got it, Diane, you got it. All right. I'm gonna lighten up my weight for the next one and set the ball aside. Reverse lunge with a front raise. The reason we're lightening up the weight is our arms are coming out a long lever. If you have any kind of shoulder impingement, you can just do a little press there. All right. So we're gonna step back into our lunge. Come down, then come up and bring those arms up. And tap. or you can keep that back leg stationary as an option. Your choice. If you're having challenges with your stability or your placement of that back leg, you can keep it stationary. You can tap it in, rest. We're gonna switch legs, alternate. Switch to the other side. Ready and begin. Again, stationary, your legs are parallel like train tracks, or you're stepping in. Looking good, ladies. And switch. We've got 10-second break here. All right, this is round 3. Here we go. Lunge and raise. Only to shoulder height. Lunge and raise. Option to tap that leg in. You can even make it synchronous and do them together. Control that weight as it's coming to the front. Up and down, control, and rest. Switch to the other side. Last round, this is our last round in Tabata block 1, legs and shoulders. Here we go. Lunge and reach. Good morning.
Thanks for setting up for us. We saved your spot. Thank you.
One more. And rest. Get a sip of your water. That is our Tabata block 1, legs and shoulders. We're moving on to block 2, chest and back. So standing chest press, we want to work these pectoralis muscles right here. So when we use our weight, because we're not laying on the ground, we're pressing the front. Maybe a lighter weight, I might have to play around with that a little bit on my side. All right, grab your weight. Bring it up to chest height. Now, if you feel it in your shoulders, we just did shoulders, we are going to lower the weight so it's closer, lower down towards our belly button. Is everyone feeling it in their chest muscle?
Yeah.
Maybe you need a heavier weight.
This is really heavy.
Press. Sometimes we underestimate what we're capable of. Rest. You guys gotta keep track of me or I'll make you work through these Tabata rests. All right, here we go. Round 2. Same thing. Press. Remember, we're only working for 20 seconds, so this is when you can challenge yourself and use a heavier weight. Rest. Shake it out. All right, round 3. We're not feeling it in our shoulders, we should be feeling it in our chest muscles. Remember, right here. If you're not feeling in that muscle, adjust the weight so it's a little bit lower. And rest, 10 seconds. We've got one more round. I'm breaking a sweat. Are y'all sweating?
I'm sweating.
All right, here we go. Press. One more. All right, next move. Bent over row to rear fly combo. So I'm going to turn this side so you can see. I want you to keep your lower back here engaged. Bent over row. We're going to tip at the hip. Notice I look like a 7. Your lower back's engaged. You're going to row, and then you're going to fly like a bird. Okay? Tip over row, and then fly. Opening those arms. Row and fly. I just realized I skipped our cardio burst on the last block. Press, shake it out. You can set down your weights if you need. Shake out your hands. All right. Engage those muscles, chest open and wide, tipping at the hip, leading with the elbows, squeeze, and then open your arms like a bird. You got it. And rest. Shake it out. All right, breaks over. Tabata breaks are fast. Leading with the elbows, squeeze those shoulder blades. Opening up in that fly, arms out to the side. One more. All right, set those weights down. It's time for our cardio burst. Side step with our chest open, close. So we've done this move before. We're gonna open. Give yourself a big sumo squat hug. Open the other side. Chest up nice and tall. We're moving at a comfortable pace because this is like a cardio block. We want to work our heart and our lungs.
You're working.
You guys look great. And rest, shake it out. Moving on to Tabata block 3. Get a sip of water. Who's ready for biceps and triceps? Everybody, right? Everybody's ready. All right. Squat bicep curl combo is our first move in our Tabata. So we're going to stand at the front of our chair. Use that ball in between the thighs. We're going to squat, tap that chair, and curl. Elbows in. Make sure we're not using momentum. We want to control the muscles as the weight comes down. If you're doing the seated option, make sure you're squeezing that ball. Paula's over here trying to crack that ball like a nutcracker, right?
That's right.
Great job, everybody. See here, I'm talking rest. You can just sit here and rest for a second. That was longer than 20 seconds. All right, breaks over. Here we go. Elbows in, chest up nice and tall. Who likes pumpkin things at this time of year?
I do.
Pumpkin roll. I'm gonna make a pumpkin roll.
Are you gonna share with us?
If I actually make it, will be a miracle. But I have it on my list of things I want to do. I have a good recipe.
With the cream cheese filling?
Well, I'll use the new Ficel, the lower fat cheese in mine. Rest. Who here likes pumpkin spice lattes? So a healthy option, get your pumpkin puree and put like a tablespoon of pumpkin puree in your coffee and blend it with a little mixing, one of those little mixing beaters. Put your milk and your honey or whatever in there. If you have chai, latte, spices, that's good to put in. Whatever. Okay, let's keep working. So, your whatever milk option. I use coconut milk, but the pumpkin puree is really good for you, and it gives it good flavor without all the sugary syrup with a fake flavor. Because when you get a pumpkin spice latte at a coffee shop, do you know what they're putting in there to make it taste like pumpkin? It's not pumpkin, right? They're probably, it's like this artificial flavors. Maybe it has some nutmeg or cinnamon. Those are also good in your pumpkin spice latte.
But you can have that pumpkin spice right?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't have anything bad.
No, it's just a spice. I try to stay away from all those special drinks that have the syrups at the stores, at the coffee shops, because they're all going to have the artificial flavors in them. Rest. One more round.
I think you need some pumpkin muffin. Just yellow cake mix, candy, pumpkin puree, some of your typical spices, and raisins.
Pumpkin muffins. I might have to bring in some recipes next week. All right, last round. You got it.
Is Pearl standing or sitting?
He's standing up every time. He's trying to outdo you.
He's putting in a shape.
Yeah, he's putting in the work. Last one. All right, moving on to our next move, deadlift with a tricep kickback combo. So we're gonna open our chest nice and wide, engaging that lower back, tipping at the hip into that deadlift. Pull the weight up, tricep kickback, and bring it down, stand up. Tipping at the hip. Pull the weight back. Good. Pull it back, tricep kick back, and stand. You got it. And rest. You can set down your weights at any time if you need, shake it out. My hands feel weak today. My arthritis is not cooperating. All right. Here we go. Tipping at the hip. Break is over. Pull that weight back. Rotate. Pivoting at the elbow. I'm just going to move so I have a different view here. Tipping at the hip. Pull back. Pivoting at the elbow. Is everyone feeling that in the back of their arms?
Yes.
These are those Hello Betty workout. You got it. One more. How many rounds is that? It was not 20. I think it was 3. We're going to do one more round of those. All right, here we go. Tipping at the hip. Pull that weight back. Tricep kick back. See, if y'all don't keep track,
We have to do extra.
you might have to do extra. It's good brain exercise. I get distracted when we start chatting about pumpkin. Y'all made me hungry, even though I had a good breakfast this morning. Had some protein pancakes, but you can actually make pumpkin pancakes. You can add some pumpkin puree to those too. One more. All right, set down your weights and your ball. Time for that cardio burst. Here we go. Punching to the front. Find your rhythm. If you want to do your feet a little bit faster, you can go a little faster. Oh yeah. Getting that heart rate up. And rest. Shake it out. We've got one more round, core and stability. Let's grab one weight. Seated or standing wood chop. So we're gonna start with the weight up by our shoulder, and we're gonna rotate across. Notice I'm rotating that back leg. We don't wanna put any strain on the knee. Exhale as you chop that wood. Rest. We're going to switch to the other side. We're going to alternate so I don't have to keep track of how many we do on each one. All right, ready? Rotate. Lifting that back leg. Control the weight. Up and across. Rest. Switching sides. Wait on the other side. How are we doing, team? Good. Rest. Switch. Last round. Here we go. Deep breaths. Last one. All right, the last exercise is a single leg balance and hammer curl. So, if you're doing it on seated, you're gonna have your foot on a ball for balance, and you're gonna hammer curl right here. Otherwise, you're gonna stand. You can set one weight down if you're using the chair for balance. Opposite arm and leg. All right? Hammer curl. Tap down if you need it. This is another option, is to kickstand the leg so that you have all your weight pretty much on the other leg, but it gives you a little bit more stability. Rest. We're gonna switch sides, shake it out. All right. Here we go. Nice tall posture, lift the leg or kickstand the toe and curl. Nice and controlled. Rest. All right, remember when we're doing single leg balance, try to spread your toes in your shoe. Find even balance in your ball, your foot, your heel. And your toes, ready, lift off and curl. Remember your kickstand options right here. Your toes on the ground just for a little bit of extra support. And rest. Last round. Spread those toes. Find that even grounding. When you're ready, either kickstand a toe or lift off and curl. And rest. All right. Last cardio burst before our cool down. We're gonna jog in place. Fast feet, fast feet. Press the
Cool down?
before the cool down. Okay. Before the cool down. It's like your last hurrah. Ten seconds left. You got this. And rest. Nice job. Give your neighbor a high five.
No.
All right. Nice slow march. Let's get our heart rate. Slow down, nice deep breaths, breathing all the way down to your pelvic floor. Inhale up. Grab the wrist, stretch to one side. And exhale. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale up. Grab the other wrist. Reach and stretch. And exhale. Arm across the body, shoulder away from the ear for that stretch. And that feel good all the way through your arm here. Let's create some space. Pull it out at an angle. Opening up that shoulder complex. Now bring it up and give yourself a pat on the back. If you want to apply some pressure on that elbow, getting a good stretch through the back of the arm here. All right, arm across the body, shoulder away from the ear. Feel that good stretch. Now, pull it out to the side, opening that shoulder cavity. Reach up and over, bend your elbow. Give yourself a pat on the back for showing up today. Hopefully challenging yourself in today's workout.
I have a heart procedure on Tuesday, so I'm not supposed to do it.
Exhale. All right, let's stretch out the legs just a little bit here. Option one is to place your knee on the chair to get that stretch here. Otherwise, you can use your chair for balance. I'm giving all kinds of options. Or if you don't need the chair, another seated option is to hang the leg over the side of the chair to get that stretch right here. All right, step that foot back. sink into that split stance till you feel your hip flexor stretch. Peggy, this one's for you.
She's not listening.
Her sciatica is bothering her. This is a good stretch for your hip flexor that attaches over. The next exercise is also good for sciatica and hips. We have a couple options. I'm going to show the seated one first. Crossing over at the ankle, leaning forward, or crossing over the thigh. This will help open up the hip. Otherwise, you can do it from a standing position. Is everyone feeling that good stretch up the side of the leg? All right. Let's do that on the other side, starting with the quad. Remember, your options are on the knee on the chair, hanging your foot over the side of the chair like so, using your chair for support. We've got lots of options. Find your balance, grab that leg. Stepping back into that split stance. Sink into until you feel that hip stretch here. And now our figure 4 stretch. Remember, your seated options are over the ankle or over the thigh, leaning forward to get that stretch, or your standing option. So when you're standing, you're trying to be more upright and you sink down into it to get the stretch more than leaning forward. And relax. Thank you for joining me for our Healthy Fit Seniors Strength. We're going to move into our stretch, mobility, and recovery class next.